Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge here. Tonight I would like to take another look at the Yellowstone supervolcano. There's a lot of news going around about it. A lot of people are talking about it, and it's been doing a lot lately. Lots of earthquakes, lots of movement, lots of shifting. So I want to look at this a little more closely, namely, is this supervolcano, is it imminent about to erupt? Or, are we just, is it just getting ready maybe someday down the road? But I would like to know, how close is it to erupting? Are we looking at a year, 5 months, 10 years, 100 years? So I want to try to see if I can feel into a timeline for it. And then kind of what should we expect with this next eruption, if it is imminent and if it will happen soon. So kind of what to expect. So let's shuffle up the cards, and then we're going to take a look at Yellowstone supervolcano. So we're just going to intend the right and perfect cards fall in the right place, and give me a moment while I shuffle. All right, I feel like I need to spread the cards out and pick this way. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I'll do a 6-card spread. Let's see how we do here. All right, so Yellowstone supervolcano. We're gonna do the 6 cards. I'll pull them up in order, and then okay. All right, give me a moment here. Six. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is my first card and crossed by my second card. This is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. All right. So the first card is the Sky King. A Sky King is a powerful card. It's generally speaking, it's a figure who is very astute, very quick thinking, very when you're talking about a person, generally it does. But this this card is reversed. Again, I'm drawn to the images of the lake and the water. But what's interesting is the card it's crossed by. The reversal of this strong figure is crossed by, this is the 8 of fire. And this is a card of things happening rapidly and happening quickly and suddenly. And I'm getting a without warning feeling with it. And whatever has in this image, you can kind of see this image here, whatever has spooked this cat to make him want to take off quickly, the other cats are kind of oblivious. They're like, huh, what's going on? That's kind of the image I get with this card. It's that feeling of catching people off guard. I don't think that most people would be ready for something like that if it blew. But my question was, is this eruption imminent? Is Yellowstone about to erupt? I mean, are we looking at now or, 10 years, 20 years from now? So, but with this card being without warning, I heard that in my my auditory sense. I just heard without warning very quickly. So, and generally this card means fast approaching. So, so the next card is the Fire Kitten. Again, I get this card a lot. This is the card of kind of playing with fire. It's a messenger. It's upside down, reversal. Sometimes that means a delay in the message, or that things might not be readily seen or understood. In this case, the timeline could be a little bit, yeah, there's something about a delay. That's funny, because you have this happening quickly and then something about a delay. That's kind of interesting. This card here, number 4, is in the position of kind of what's led up to this. Interesting picture. You have, this is an Earth Tom, it's another messenger. You have a picture of a divide, like the Earth kind of split open. And this cat is taking this kitten and crossing over this great chasm in the earth. And that's also, it was also reversed. There is the I would say, if anybody is concerned or wondering about Yellowstone, really pay attention to the animals. They're going to be your signal as to what's happening there. And I think that might be a message to pay attention to animals that have maybe sensed things or been preparing. I would think that. What's fading behind is the 5 of Fire. This is a card of unrest. Things being unsettled. Things brewing. Discord. Unrest. I have to be honest here. When I'm seeing the card in the past being unrest, the card of happening quickly without warning, and then moving into the one major arcana card of this reading happens to be the Tower in the future position, which means basically upheaval, catastrophe, things falling apart. I would say that anything newsworthy that's coming out of Yellowstone should be paid attention to. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's hard to say how catastrophic it would be. But you've got the tower card, which basically means when a tower card comes up in the reading, it basically means whatever the situation that you're reading about, it's like catastrophe, demolition, start over, completely over. It's like completely, and you know, the way I read these two with my past and future, I use this card as a bridge. This is what gets us from the past to here. Unrest, things moving quickly, without warning, and boom, catastrophe. I, you know, I, I'm not gonna say that Yellowstone is like gonna blow, um, but I would say definitely be prepared. There is no harm in being prepared. Being prepared would be fitting yourself. Have supplies on hand, such as, especially if you're in one of the zones around Yellowstone that they talk about. But have those really good filters, masks. I think the N95 rated or higher. Get the really, really good masks, because volcanic ash, no matter where you are, even if it's just, there's volcanoes going off all over the world at any given time, it seems like, especially recently. And though that ash has very, very fine glass particulate, and when you breathe it in, it literally, it's very, very damaging to the lungs, causes very much difficulties in breathing, and can lead to an early demise. So you'll want to make sure that you have masks at your house or in your car, or, it never hurts. But just think about ways that you could be prepared if you live. Obviously, if you live at Yellowstone, you're probably not going to care one way or the other, because if it erupted, and I'm not saying it's going to, but if it did, people within a certain vicinity of the park itself, I mean, probably would not even know what hit them, because we're talking a very big volcano. Now, there's been some speculation as to whether it would do like just a portion of it erupt here, or maybe a portion over here, not like the whole thing, which would be really catastrophic. So that would be the best case scenario, if it was going to erupt, for it to be sort of a more toned down eruption, or maybe just a little pockets here and there. So we'll see what happens. But I would say definitely with this Five of Fire, this unrest card, but this happening, I think it's gonna happen without warning and very quickly. And given this card, the Tower, it will probably be pretty devastating, at least in the general vicinity of it. Will probably be pretty catastrophic. And that shouldn't surprise anybody. I mean, that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I mean, it's really, it really is a big, big, huge volcano. And like I've said in previous readings, I believe that this volcano is connected to the Long Valley caldera and other, I mean, I think it's connected in some way or another. Like in a previous reading I did, I think it was about a couple of months ago, the sense I got was that Yellowstone kind of talks to the Long Valley caldera. It's kind of an interesting image I got in my head, but it was like there is some sort of connection between those two. But I would say definitely pay attention to the news about Yellowstone. Don't just kind of brush it off and say, yeah, whatever. I think we do need to pay attention to it and be aware. And, if you feel inclined to have some masks on hand, the best time to buy those is when they're still in the store and not when everybody's scrambling to go buy them. So that would be my best advice. But based on the cards here, I would say there's there's unrest happening quickly without warning, and this definitely signals some sort of release. I would think that's my best interpretation, my guess. So anyway, that's all for now on little Yellowstone update. Everybody take care, and hopefully you're in a zone that's not quite so close, but wherever you are, stay safe. God bless, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.